When I first came out, I used the word gay. It was the easiest word to describe being physically, emotionally, mentally turned on by men. But over the years, I had to figure out where my feminine energy met this masculine energy that I have, because I feel I have both. I want to do drag just to explore that divine feminine energy, and yet at the same time I dress very masculine because that feels good to me. I feel very comfortable in that skin. And so when I chose the word queer, to me felt like a universe, like a possibility. It's like I could play with it and explore it, and it felt like it didn't just make up my sexual identity or sexual orientation, it made up my gender identity as well. So I came out to my parents via email, very Gen Y. I was struggling to figure out where all of my different identities met. Where my identity as a son met my identity as a gay man, met my identity for my dreams and my desires and that sort of thing. And I was doing really badly in college because I couldn't concentrate. I was just so tired and depressed and things like that. When I was 14 years old, being 14 is very tricky. You know, you're hitting puberty, you're uncomfortable with your body, uncomfortable with the way you look. And I remember this one particular family gathering, dressing up, my favorite shirt, my hairstyle, and I felt really good. And then I got in the car. Suddenly my parents started making a big fuss. Why you act so girly? Why do you act like a girl? And I remember just breaking down in that moment and just crying in the car. And the only thing that kept running through my mind was, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Why do I behave this way? Why am I like this? But looking back, I cannot remember a single incident where I was being inauthentic, where I was being untruthful, where I was being somebody else. I was just being me, 100% of the time. There is nobody within the queer Asian context who we can proudly say, this person is a queer Asian inspiration and their life is amazing, without having positive representation. Whether in media or in the world, it generally will give an impression that things are not so great for queer people, and that we all are going to die alone. A straight person never has to come out. Nobody waves a flag and say, I'm straight. Only gay people have to do it because we're considered an exception to the norm. But why is straight the norm when we exist at the same time? It's not like we suddenly appeared, we've always been there. And at the end of the year, India decriminalized Section 377 of their penal code, where anal sex was a criminal act again. And I felt so angry and frustrated, and I didn't know what to do. So I did a coming out video. And I just wanted to just say, I'm gay, I'm Indian, deal with it. Our stories tend to end with either death or coming out. We don't talk about what happens after that. They don't think of people falling in love. They don't think about people living their lives. They don't think about people and this is their truth. This is what their soul's purpose is. This is who they are. They don't think of things like that. My first representation of a gay person came through porn, which isn't the healthiest way to understand yourself and figure out who you are. So I think for a lot of us, when we come out to the people we know, when we come out to our family, when we come out to our loved ones, they're just thinking about the sex. They're just thinking about the sexual act. How do you deal with people asking you questions that make no sense? Like, so you're gay, right? So who's the girl in the relationship? I have an idea of a husband, I have an idea of children, I have an idea of family. So my YouTube channel started off initially with a coming out video, and then I tried different videos, and then lately it's just been me writing letters to a future husband. Just imagining the life we will live together and what we'll create together and how that life would feel like to me, I had a cousin recently at a wedding, and he came up to me and he said, I watch your videos and I support you 100%. And this is a cousin who I haven't seen in like 10 years. He's been watching my journey and learning and being supportive. I went for the wedding, and I remember there was a moment where I just stepped away from everybody. I went to the toilet and started crying because I had this realization that I didn't know how it would feel to one day bring a boyfriend to a family function. We have gods that are gender fluid, gods that switch genders according to their like. We have a deity, Ayappa, who is born to two male gods. Vishnu took on a female form to sleep with Shiva to give birth to him. And that was one of my favorite myths now, because that gives me a lot of hope to be a gay parent one day, a queer parent one day. I think at the end of the day, when it comes to religion, we have to figure out and navigate that ourselves. Religion is personal. Religion is between you and God. As queer people, we are constantly navigating that. So as someone who may not understand us and you want to use religion against us, maybe you want to think back a little bit more and see whether you yourself are following all tenets of the religion before you use religion as a way to criticize people.